The purpose of this educational documentary is to share an overview of the acquired experience in developing two programs focused on helping the rural poor. An agribusiness run by local farmers, which is part of an integrated development project, together with a sustainable community-owned and managed healthcare program in Belén Gualcho, Ocotepeque, Honduras. Project Global Village shares its 30 years of experience working with rural communities to help them develop economically sustainable and integrated projects through a process of motivation, self-esteem, technical training, empowerment, and creating new capacities that is seen over the years. It is our hope that this film will help to stimulate other communities and development agencies to learn from the experiences of these Lenca Indian families, who now produce significant quantities of first-class vegetables. Also, the viewer can see how they have accomplished this development through their local organization, the appropriate use of their natural resources, a determination and a work culture they demonstrate and teach to their children as they live and improve their communities located in Selaque Mountains in western Honduras. Belén Gualcho, Ocotepeque. Every man, every woman, and every child has their own story. Here, we would look at a growing town, a renewed town with the motivation to keep fighting, where poverty means learning to value the triumphs that life gives us. Hidden amongst the foothills of Selaque Mountain, we can see the small colonial community housing and the indigenous population of Lenca Indians in Belén Gualcho, who hold strong to their traditions and who still fear outside influences. Belén's agricultural population is precariously located in the Selaque highlands with horse trails, rugged mountains, little access to water, and a diet limited to one harvest of beans and one of corn. This is due to the altitude and cold temperatures prevalent in the zone.
Pero son factores de que uno no puede renegar lo que Dios haga. Aquí solo una sola cosecha es. Sembramos en abril. Estamos cosechando ahí por octubre. Ya bien seco se está piscando como en enero. Aquí solo está la otra producción que viene, que es la de trigo. Y nosotros no esperamos más otras cosechas, porque como el lugar es un poco helado y no hay... Puede decir que la zona es helada también.
The majority of the inhabitants didn't know anything other than the traditional corn and bean crops. They barely harvested enough to feed their families, let alone thought about selling their produce. Lack of an adequate food supply increases family poverty, leaving no other option than to migrate to other places, including the United States. The lack of opportunities kept the inhabitants in a situation of poverty without experience, crop diversification, and with low self-esteem. They did not know any other way of living. The first steps. Home of the Oaks is the meaning of the indigenous name Gualcho. Belén Gualcho is a Lenca community set in the foothills of the Selaque Mountains in the department of Ocotepeque, western Honduras. A municipality with potential in its land that yearns for a process of development. To start this change, it's taken more than 30 years of persistent and sacrifice from Project Global Village Honduras with the communities of Belén Gualcho. The first challenge. Project Global Village began with a socio-economic study of Belén Gualcho's area, coming to the conclusion that opportunity was in strengthening the inhabitants' capacities in education and focusing on strengthening the agricultural sector. The Selaque mountain range is abundant in water and fertile land and has a high elevation and climate for agricultural production of vegetables on a large scale. Initially, the different steps in preparing the soil was demonstrated using training fields at schools where the producers that were interested in making these changes could see the results firsthand. There were no valid excuses. the farmers did what they could do according to their conditions and capabilities. Near the foot of the mountain, near the bank of a river, or even on a small piece of land behind their homes, these areas were good enough places to get started in. Live conservation barriers were implemented and erosion was reduced. The fields began taking form and the interest to know more began to grow. The training and technical assistance for producers began the trial stage through a series of theory and practice workshops. The finished product, crop diversification and use of the best agricultural practices. Little by little, organized groups of producers began to form and share their crop experiences. There are 79 communities that have joined this movement. One by one, the producers are starting to substitute and diversify traditional crops for diversified high-value crops. The market itself set the tone. Support from agronomist technicians was necessary for the instructions of best agricultural practices with improved crops and skills in negotiation and marketing. Organization of the people. To organize and strengthen the producers, Project Global Village supported the formation of the Selake Producers Association, called APROCEL, in 2007 with 120 farmers initially interested in changing their family's economic and social situation. APROCEL is a critical aspect in the story of Belén Gualcho. The members know the value of the land, the quality of the soil, the potential of their production's growth, and the value of working as a team.
Belén es muy fuerte en área de producción. Lo que queremos es que el hombre y la mujer se involucren en producir y allí tenemos los ingresos para sostener nuestras familias.
Breaking the paradigm is the change that is desired. Little by little, the agricultural diversity offers a change of attitude and mentality for the producers and their families that have been accustomed to traditional corn and bean crops throughout the entire year. Now, cultivation of vegetables is the future.
Entonces yo lo que he visto, que nosotros en lo que es cultivo sí nos hemos favorecido porque la verdad si nosotros le ponemos una lechuga de 2 meses, a los 2 meses estamos cosechando y tal vez con grandes éxitos porque no es igual. Tal vez la verdad, tener un cultivo como es lechuga, como es repollo o algo otro cultivo así, como tal vez estar atenido de la milpa o algo así, otro grano básico, ¿verdad?
The protection of the soil and water sources was one of APROCEL's starting priority activities. Then agricultural technology was added. Little by little, changes were made in mentality and sense of ownership of the project. Lenca farm women began to join in the meetings and saw the opportunity to grow and produce just as the men.
Bueno, era diferente porque nosotros nos preocupábamos porque no teníamos cómo hacer el dinero para criar nuestros hijos, ¿verdad? Y bueno, de repente ya nos cambió el pensamiento y dijimos trabajar en lo que es la hortaliza, ¿verdad? Estoy contenta, alegre porque hemos visto un cambio en nuestro hogar. Y hemos comprado tierritas según la lechuga que nos han quitado los de la oficina de Aldeas Globales.
Small batches of lettuce were beginning to show up, horses carrying baskets of carrots for the first time, and then the first onions were ready to be placed in the local markets. Crop diversification was becoming a topic of conversation amongst the neighbors in Belén Gualcho. Each of the trainings became more diverse and with a greater number of participants. Adequate methodology to achieve success in the agricultural and industrial process was given. Many times, nature does its parts with climate change, and crops were facing new threats. The potatoes became infected with paratriosis, which affected the entire summer production. There were also cases of producers that did not manage their crops well, which also affected the quality of the product. Training and support. The farmer, in seeing the crops being affected, recognized the importance of educational methodology and accepted the change towards a more continuous improvement. The first farmers became the school teachers for other farmers that came to help them. There they learned how to grow vegetables on their own farms, and then they later joined the formal training processes.
Y digamos que la producción cada día ir haciendo las cosas mejor, lo que se llama mejora continua. Que hacer las cosas bien no significa solo una vez, no, que cada vez mejor. Y siempre mantengo gente aquí trabajando porque no alcanzo a hacer tanto yo pues solo, pero digamos le doy empleo a mis vecinos. Y yo siento que eso sería una buena visión de superación, pues, porque uno crece como tanto personal como a nuestros vecinos le podemos ayudar dándole empleo. Digamos que ya esa gente ya no tiene que ir lejos a trabajar, trabaja aquí cerca y adquiere su dinero. Esa sería una buena técnica, pues, y también invitarle a la gente que trabaje de esta manera para así sacar adelante nuestra familia y generar ingresos y pensar en un mejoramiento de vida, pues.
Belén Gualcho has seen the birth of many agricultural leaders, each with their own talents, dedication, and effort to give the best of themselves. Some of them become managers and others employees. The change is seen in each field, home, road, and in the mentality of the people of Belén. There are currently 230 men and 70 women vegetable producers incorporated in the Selake Producers Association, APROCEL. An additional 250 farmers who are starting to farm based on the new techniques and technologies introduced by APROCEL. Since 2010, another 250 farmers have been incorporated into the training process. Priorities to achieve goals. Infrastructure. 12 water systems for irrigation have been constructed and are in use along with 11 water storage tanks to provide this vital resource to all of the communities involved. The 12 water systems do not only ensure production, but also the health of the families, as the houses throughout the area of influence have direct connections to potable water. The increase in production is necessary as the new markets are being introduced at the national level and the demand is growing. It's time to implement more productive infrastructure. In addition to farming on open air fields, greenhouses and macro tunnels are being built in producers' fields. This improved technology includes two new aspects: implementing greenhouses for growing seedlings and macro tunnels for transplanting the seedling. This system ensures a better quality product and a significant increase of production as the structures protect against pests, illness, and harsh weather. Transnational businesses such as Walmart make frequent visits to meet the producers and plan to purchase vegetables and verify the quality of produce and best agricultural practices being used.
Venimos trabajando en lo que es sistema de agricultura protegida. Esto es lo que en un futuro todo el mundo debe tener. El cambio climático nos está afectando y mucho. Entonces, con esto el productor tiene lo que es un asegurado prácticamente lo que es el cultivo sin temor a que se le vaya a dañar o que sea infectado por un virus o una plaga en su parcela.
In just 1 year, PAG, along with APROCEL, built 10,075 square meters of greenhouses and 13,000 square meters of macro tunnels on the farms of the producers involved. The structures are highly appropriate for protecting crops. The quality requirements to sell the vegetables in the markets are high, and when product does not meet the quality standards, it is rejected.
Entonces nosotros necesitamos tomate .36 de libra, que es nuestro estándar para Walmart, y quienes lo compran el producto nos exigen de que tenga el promedio de .37 de libra, 36. Esto implica que el tomate debe tener buena forma, que no vaya maduro. Aquí observamos que este tomate está un poco pintón ya. En 3 días este tomate está bastante maduro y nosotros preferimos cortarlo en este estado en la planta, aparte que no envejece la planta. Entonces nos mantiene las condiciones que el mercado nos está pidiendo. Entonces este tomate es un tomate limpio, no tiene más de un 5% de lo que debería de tener al 100% en campo abierto, ¿verdad?
process of commercialization, transportation, and packing. The commercialization of products within the country is a key aspect and is carried out in stages. One by one, the baskets are weighed with different types of vegetables. PAG has facilitated this process through the transportation of produce from the field to the processing and packing center. The last part of the chain links the producers with the formal markets in Honduras. Some of those markets include La Colonia Walmart and La Antorcha supermarkets. Involvement of women. Women's role in food processing. The food processing plant is a solution to give added value to a mid-quality product. APROCEL and Project Global Village have trained women to be partners in the food processing plant. Today, they're producing a variety of products with the high standards for the regional markets. One of them is the tomato ketchup sauce, where the providers are the same producers that sell their over-ripened tomatoes to the plant for this purpose.
Porque el objetivo de nosotros es cómo mejorar nuestra calidad de vida en nuestros hogares y así aprendemos muchos conocimientos para poder trabajar en los grupos organizados y también en nuestra familia.
In the processing plant, the women produce fruit nectars and juices as well as packaged pickled vegetables. They also package products including tomatoes and bottled wine before sending them to the formal market. The involvement of women's groups in productive practices and the generation of income for their families reflect a positive impact on the whole community. However, getting these products from the farms to the processing plants became another challenge. Road access. To ensure the transportation of produce from the fields to the processing center and from the center to the final destination, Project Global Village has constructed and maintained more than 116 kilometers of access roads in the Salaque lowlands and highlands. Project Global Village has its own machinery to widen, fix, and maintain the roads that connect the farms to the formal markets in the country.
Bueno, para mí, la gente de Valle le agradezco más seguro, porque si no es por ellos no estuviéramos en esta altura que estamos ahorita. Porque no hay otra institución aquí en el pueblo, en el municipio, que ha venido a superar a la gente. Yo le comparto con más gente que leo yo. Ahora, hay instituciones mejores que dicen que es mejor, pero no. Hay instituciones global diferentes, porque me ha venido a hacernos que trabajemos mejor, hasta el mejoramiento de vida de uno. Oiga bien que esas calles que están aquí en la más, si no fuera por esos, por la institución global no hubieran calles, no hubieran carreteras de tiempo. Y Belén, ese es el orgullo del Día Global de Belén. Ves que Belén que es el Día Global. Ese es lo que ha venido a superar. Otra institución, ¿no?
Summary of steps taken toward agricultural development. Socioeconomic study of the area. Technical training. Soil preparation. Producers organization, creation of agricultural associations. Human infrastructure, development and training. Creating access by opening and maintaining farm roads. Promotion and marketing of crop production. The value of water, the soil, and the family. Involvement of women in agricultural processes. Implementation of technology, greenhouses, irrigation systems. Industrial processing of wines, jellies, sauces, and more. Promotion and marketing of industrial production. All good development programs should contain an integrated process addressing problems related with education, food security, housing, protections of rights, and community healthcare. Community Health Program background. Belén Huacho has a small health center with many limitations in terms of infrastructure and capacity to provide care. The communities are dispersed and lack even the basic prevention medicines and the ones that cure the common illnesses in the community. Human infrastructure, network of trained community health volunteers. In 2011, PAG began a community health program that has built a network of volunteers in all of the villages in order to operate each of the program components, offering training on water purification, weighing newborns, and providing medicines and treatment through the community pharmacy strategy.
Que vamos, cada 8 días vamos al almacén sectorial de medicamentos a Belén, allá surtimos cada 8 días o cada 15, depende cómo esté en venta. Entonces, en las ganancias de eso vamos comprando material de empaque, ahorita ya tenemos el toma de presión que la ganamos de las ganancias, ahorita tenemos ya las otras ganancias para de ahí comprar las nebulizaciones, que es otro proyecto que se tiene con botiquines, entonces en eso estamos esperando, entonces las ganancias se van a ir modificando para ir implementando más cosas dentro del botiquín.
There are currently 15 CP, or community pharmacies, in Belén, and each serves 4 communities and are operated and managed by volunteer administrators. The community pharmacies, which serve a total of 60 communities, are in the homes of the 15 volunteer administrators that have been trained by PAG and have opened up their homes to help others in their community. These small pharmacies are stocked by the SWM, Sectorial Warehouse of Medicine, located in the municipality of Belén Gualcho. Each pharmacy covers 3 to 4 surrounding communities, and the medicines are sold to the community members. PAG receives some medicines from donor organizations, but the majority are purchased locally in Honduras before being delivered to the sectorial warehouses of medicine in Belén. They are then distributed to the community pharmacy administrators.
Y nosotros le decimos gracias hasta desde el chiquito hasta el más grande que ha gestionado este proyecto, ¿verdad? Nos sentimos bien agradecidos y la gente lo reconoce porque ve que, oiga bien, que hay veces que hay frasco que vale 75 lempiras en las farmacias y entre nosotros está 28 a 25, a 35. La gente lo haya, una salida grande y también no solo se le vende, sino se le da la dosis.
PAG has created its own medical manual that is being used by the CP administrators so they can treat and cure common illnesses throughout the area. The community health volunteers can resolve an average of 70% of the health problems in the area, as they are well trained to know common illnesses and when they should refer to their patients to a health unit when they have a case that requires medical supervision. In 2013, the community pharmacy saw a total of 2,419 patients, between men, women, and children. ANC strategy, child growth monitoring. The ANC strategy is the heart of the healthcare program, as it focuses on babies and mothers. It is the component that treats and prevents malnutrition amongst children in the area of influence. This strategy consists of monitoring the growth and development of children between 0 and 2 years of age. Currently, the Selake Community Health Program is working with the strategy in 41 communities. In the municipality of Belén Gualcho, Ocotepeque, and the municipalities of San Manuel de Coloete and San Sebastián in the department of Lempira, and is weighing 450 children per month. The health monitors are volunteers from the community that are trained by PAG on how to weigh the children, identify danger signs such as diarrhea and pneumonia, exclusive breastfeeding, take care of sick children, pregnant women, and newborns, and how to give lectures and counseling on family planning to the mothers that are participating in the strategy. An average of 450 children are weighed by the health monitors during the meetings that take place each month. From the start of the program in 2011, a total of 2,910 children have participated in these meetings.
Aquí tenemos una sopa espesa de frijol con verduras, huevo y arroz. El arroz le incluimos un poquito de carne de pavo.
The mothers learn about the different vitamins and nutrients that their children need to have a good nutrition and how to prepare the food using local products that contain those vitamins.
Sí, ellos nos han ayudado en mucho. Por ejemplo, los técnicos de y Aldea Global, los técnicos de AINSED, son los que han estado apoyándonos en todo. Tenemos a la cocina, donde cada jueves venimos todas las madres a hacer la comida especial para ellos y los técnicos nos han apoyado en todo.
This strategy complements the agro-industrial development program as the farmers produce vegetables that are rich in vitamins and nutrients for family consumption, and these are also incorporated into the food and tortillas. Education on sexual and reproductive health. PAG has incorporated a very important component in the community health program, the sexual and reproductive health education. Community women and men receive education which is offered through workshops focused on sexual health and the prevention of HIV and other sexually transmitted diseases.
¿Qué pasa si usted sale embarazada muy rápidamente? Si tiene más de 3, 4, 5 hijos, usted no se va a dedicar tiempo a usted ni al niño pequeño, ¿verdad? Bueno, los métodos de planificación familiar para que ustedes los conozcan son la inyección. ¿Ustedes conocen inyección?
Some of the goals of this component are to reduce the incidence of teenage pregnancy, reduce the amount of sexually transmitted diseases in women, and increase the number of couples practicing family planning. Since the start of the program, 594 couples have decided to start using some sort of family planning method. The population of Belén Gualcho has integrally changed their quality of life. Improvement of living conditions. As a complementary effort to the Agro-Industrial Development Program, PAG started the Community Health Program in June 2011. Recently with this program has come the Home Improvement Project, where each family is encouraged to plaster the exterior and interior walls of their homes and to improve the cleanliness of their kitchens. Water storage tanks, bathrooms and latrines. Local strengthening of the sustainable human infrastructure. Local strengthening is a key component in any development program. The meetings with the community leaders create a ripple effect for the benefit and sustainability of the project. Whether it be meetings with water board members, community action boards, or other members from the community.
Se está creando el mecanismo en la comunidad, en las comunidades donde el 50% tiene que ser aportación de los beneficiarios y una contraparte de las organizaciones y también la parte de gobierno local. Esto nos lleva a que los proyectos sean construidos con tres beneficiarios, lo que es municipalidad, lo que es organización y lo que es la comunidad directa.
An example of local strengthening is the Community Water System Management, whose members have been trained by PAG and have improved their functions to offer a better service and quality of water to their communities. PAG authorities present each community water management team with the water system regulations like the ones presented in the community of El Triunfo. Each of the communities in Belén Gualcho are being trained to manage their own water systems and make them sustainable.
Yo creo que con las cuotas que tenemos plantadas allá en el reglamento que el ingeniero los ha hecho la entrega, yo creo que tenemos para tener un porcentaje para darle sostenimiento al proyecto. Prácticamente es para recuperar el capital que se invirtió, para a un promedio de 15 años tener la plata que se invirtió para si hay algún arreglo, ahí se hace todo con el dinero, que es un proyecto sostenible.
Basic sanitation. This has consisted in the construction of the famous combos, which are sanitary modules which consist of a latrine, water tank, and a shower, as well as the construction of community water storage tanks and potable water systems. The use of improved and efficient stoves has also been incorporated in order to reduce the amount of smoke throughout the home and prevent respiratory infections and illnesses. Concrete floors and home improvement with lime whitewash to seal the walls of the houses to prevent illnesses caused by the chinche beetles. In 2014, PAG built 153 latrines and 6 potable water systems in Belén This has benefited the population in a great way as it improves their living conditions and hygiene in each community. Mega Health Center and Maternal Birthing Clinic. Before this year, Belén Gualcho did not have an adequate health center to respond to the population's demand, nor was there a place where women could give birth to their babies. People had to travel very far to see a doctor, and women gave birth in their homes using a traditional midwife. This is why PAG decided to promote the construction of a new health center with an infant delivery unit. The building is two-story with the general health clinic on the first floor and the birthing center on the second floor for pregnant women and newborn babies. PAG has received a lot of volunteer labor from the community members. With the opening of the new health center, PAG calculates that it will benefit 30,000 inhabitants living in the area of influence, and the maternal birthing center will serve as a mini hospital for those that do not have access to such a center within the Salaki mountain range.
Los han brindado un fuerte apoyo tanto en proyectos de agua, proyectos de salud, saneamiento básico, y esto viene a fortalecer al municipio ya que carecíamos de algunos elementos en esta parte como ser una sala de parto limpio, la ampliación del centro de salud que está aquí a nuestro atrás, y miramos también la influencia que tiene don Chester Thomas acá en nuestro municipio. Eso viene a fortalecer que somos un municipio económicamente pobre, pero con la ayuda del proyecto Aldea Algobal hemos venido a salir adelante gracias a Dios y al esfuerzo de los que dirigen ese proyecto.
Because of its unique characteristics, Belén is well known throughout the western region of Honduras. Now, a new mentality needs to be implemented by the rest of the population. There is a lot to be shared and put into action. Belén is becoming a more prosperous and dynamic area. Ever since, cooperating friends have put their faith in PAG. PAG has 6 development principles that it uses as guide in the community development processes, the most important being the last. Development is incomplete without spiritual renewal. This is what Project Global Village is striving for, to emphasize the spiritual growth of individuals and the presence of God and the Church in each of its efforts. Summary of steps taken towards community health development and program components. Socioeconomic study of the area. Improvement of housing, plastering of walls, kitchens, water tanks, and latrines. Create a human infrastructure of local volunteers. Community pharmacy strategy presented and sold. ANC child growth monitoring strategy. Sexual and reproductive health education. Construction of mega health clinic and maternal birthing center to serve more critical health needs. This video has been produced by PAG in recognition of the economic and spiritual support from the Jack and Mary Aiding Foundation, individuals who truly understand PAG's dedication to the improvement of Honduran families. We hope that this video can serve as a guide and stimulate development in other areas of Honduras as well as other countries towards the improvement of community life, empowering families to reduce poverty by building just, peaceful, and productive communities based on Christian values.